Big Blue, stop right now. MetLife Stadium just exploded with breaking news, and one shocking figure is officially on the table: $1.4 million. The New York Giants offensive front just faced its first massive preseason trial. The locker room dynamic under John Harbaugh is under heavy fire, and an explosive quarterback rumor is already sending shockwaves across the division. Insiders and analysts opened fire following the opener, and here is your first immediate payoff. That $1.4 million deal brought in a blocker who just allowed a brutal quarterback hit that forced Jackson Dart straight into the medical tent. If you bleed blue, white, and red and want to see the Cowboys crumble, hit like and subscribe right now. We start with the brutal trenches drama that has New York talking. A fresh start can turn into an absolute disaster in less than 60 seconds when the lights turn on in preseason. The whispers around the offensive front were already loud, but nobody expected the fallout to reach this level of hostility so fast. The name at the center of the storm? Daniel Faalele. Now watch the shift that has analysts ripping into the front office. The towering 6'8", 380-pound lineman took the field for 13 snaps at left guard with the second team against the Minnesota Vikings. What was supposed to be a showcase of raw power turned into an outright nightmare for the coaching staff. Faalele gave up a direct sack and allowed a punishing hit on rookie quarterback Jackson Dart after getting completely dismantled in one-on-one pass protection. That hit was one of two brutal sacks that sent Dart straight to the medical tent, immediately raising alarms across the entire sideline. The backlash from national media arrived instantly and without mercy. During a recent episode of Nightcap, Super Bowl champion Shannon Sharpe and Joe Johnson completely ripped the performance to shreds. Sharpe openly questioned why head coach John Harbaugh brought Faalele over from Baltimore in the first place, exclaiming that he cannot believe Harbs brought him along and that he personally would have left him behind in Baltimore. This level of frustration is far from new for the massive blocker. Back in 2025, Sharpe famously tagged Faalele with the nickname Fish Filet after the lineman failed to protect Lamar Jackson during a 27-22 loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 14. Sharpe went off on film stating that a man cannot be allowed to be that big and that sorry, claiming he could not even block the sun out of his eyes and was always found standing at the scene of the crime. Faalele originally entered the league as a fourth-round draft pick in 2022. He spent 4 seasons developing inside the Ravens' complex offensive system, but his ongoing inability to sustain pass protection pushed him out the door. When the Giants signed him on April 9th to a 1-year, $1.4 million contract, Ravens fans were actively celebrating the departure online. Joe Johnson explained on Nightcap that playing next to Lamar Jackson placed a massive magnifying glass on every single mistake Faalele made. But the tape against Minnesota proved the exact same technical flaws still exist. His run blocking against the Vikings looked completely absorptive rather than driving and punishing, leaving defensive tackles free to collapse the interior pocket. When an offensive guard consistently fails to anchor against athletic interior rushers, it forces the entire offensive timing to disintegrate, eliminating any rhythm the play caller tries to establish. In modern pass sets, a lineman with Faalele's physical measurements cannot afford to drift aimlessly into open space or miss contact entirely during critical blocking assignments. The film study from this preseason debut exposed severe balance deficiencies that opposing defensive coordinators will ruthlessly exploit week after week. His massive physical frame will always attract coaches who believe they can coach size, but raw mass without functional agility is proving to be a dangerous liability in modern pass protection schemes. When a backup offensive lineman puts your young quarterback in physical jeopardy during the very first preseason outing, the margin for error disappears instantly. The Giants cannot afford blown assignments on interior pass sets when facing fierce pass rushes in the NFC East. Is Daniel Faalele already running out of chances in New York? Should the Giants cut their losses and waive him before Week 1 arrives? Drop your take below and smash that like button if you demand elite quarterback protection. But the concerns in the trenches run far deeper than just one player, because the entire offensive line depth chart just received a brutal reality check. Scouts and front office executives spent the entire offseason trying to build trench depth, but the first true test revealed massive red flags and one surprising standout. The question everyone was asking heading into the weekend was whether the backup line could hold its ground. The identity under the hottest spotlight? Evan Neal. The former 7th overall pick took 20 snaps at right guard with the third team, and the game film was deeply alarming. Neal appeared slow and heavy-footed off the snap, repeatedly failing to recover whenever his footwork broke down against backup defensive linemen. At just 25 years old, the former Alabama standout looked like the slowest mover among all participating offensive linemen on the field, raising major questions about his technical trajectory and long-term roster viability. On the opposite end of the spectrum, first-round rookie Francis Mauigoa delivered the exact physical punch the coaching staff wanted to see. Starting at right guard, Mauigoa logged 30 snaps deep into the third quarter, displaying exceptional physical conditioning and continuous motor. While he ended up on the ground a couple of times and lost several matchups in space, his inline anchor and power were absolutely dominant. Once Mauigoa locked his hands onto a defender, the rep was effectively over, proving he has the raw strength and balance to become an immovable interior cornerstone. Meanwhile, Marcus Mbao stepped into the starting lineup at left tackle for 33 snaps with Andrew Thomas resting, cementing his role as the primary swing tackle despite committing an early false start penalty. Mbao's pass protection was dependable and steady, putting to rest any immediate speculation about shifting him inside to center, despite the team's ongoing health issues at the snap. Center injuries indeed caused serious chaos as John Michael Schmitz sat out with a concussion and Lucas Patrick remained sidelined with a knee injury. That unexpected crisis opened the door for third-string center Brian Hudson, who stepped up brilliantly over the ball. Hudson's defining moment came on a 3rd and 23 screen pass, where he got out into open space and executed a textbook block that sprung the running back for a massive gain. Veteran guard Aaron Stinney also made a compelling statement during his 18 snaps at left guard, showcasing the veteran power, balance, and reliability that make him the safest bet to secure the primary interior swing role. Stinney's veteran composure was on full display, proving why his extensive starting experience makes him such a valuable stabilizing force when younger blockers lose their positional leverage. Ryan Shenerke logged 11 snaps with the third team, displaying feisty pad level, impressive lower body technique, and quick lateral mobility that make him an intriguing candidate for developmental retention. Jake Kubas also proved his high football intelligence across 21 snaps split between center and guard, demonstrating sound mental processing and reliable positional alignment despite facing physical size limitations. Jermaine Illuminor took 16 snaps at right tackle, looking solid on power runs despite reacting slowly to Minnesota's blitz packages, while Josh Ezeudu looked sharp across 27 snaps on the edge. Defensively, rookie Darius Alexander recorded the unit's lone sack across 24 snaps, although he frequently struggled to hold the point of attack against the run. Backup Marlon Davidson turned heads with his lateral quickness and batted pass at the line of scrimmage, while Josh Tupu battled through double teams inside. Do you trust Evan Neal anywhere on this active roster moving forward? Can Brian Hudson push for starting reps if injuries persist at center? Hit that subscribe button right now to stay updated on all roster cuts. But just when you thought the depth chart was settling down, an external quarterback blockbuster rumor completely flipped the script. A franchise-altering conversation 3 months in the making just leaked to the national media. Insiders reported that high-level front office chatter began escalating the second the depth chart changed in Minnesota. The superstar name now linked to the Giants? J.J. McCarthy. According to NFL insider Jason LaCanfora, an anonymous general manager openly floated the New York Giants as a prime trade destination for McCarthy. The Minnesota Vikings officially named veteran Kyler Murray their starting quarterback on a 1-year deal, instantly turning McCarthy into the odd man out after just 10 career starts. LaCanfora reported that New York represents a logical landing spot due to Jackson Dart's ongoing durability concerns and backup Jameis Winston offering limited long-term upside for a rebuilding roster. Dart's aggressive, reckless playing style has caused intense debate from the moment he entered the league, and his unapologetic approach on the field combined with multiple injury scares in his rookie year has created genuine anxiety regarding his long-term durability. The preseason hit that sent Dart to the medical tent only intensified those internal front office worries. The connection to John Harbaugh adds massive fuel to this developing trade narrative. McCarthy led the Michigan Wolverines to a national championship under Jim Harbaugh's tutelage, and Jim served as his fiercest advocate throughout the pre-draft evaluation process. The Harbaugh family maintains deep football ties and intimate knowledge of McCarthy's developmental ceiling. While John Harbaugh took the Giants' head coaching position confident in the roster's potential, NFL history proves that young quarterbacks frequently face unexpected regression after promising rookie flashes. McCarthy endured erratic play and injury setbacks during his first 2 seasons in the league, but evaluators across the NFL believe discarding a top-tier first-round pick after only 10 starts is an extreme overreaction. Navigating quarterback development requires patience, but when an offense transitions under a new coaching staff, having multiple high-upside options can prevent an entire competitive window from collapsing prematurely. McCarthy possesses the championship pedigree and pocket mobility to thrive if placed in an offensive structure that emphasizes disciplined reads and complementary power football. If the Vikings make the former national champion available on the trade block and the asking price aligns with New York's rebuild timeline, Bringing McCarthy into the facility would create a high-stakes quarterback competition between two young first-round talents. A true competition would safeguard the franchise against Dart's injury risk while raising the overall performance floor of the offense under Harbaugh's new scheme. General managers across the league are monitoring Minnesota's locker room closely, and the Giants have the draft assets and roster necessity to execute a bold move before the regular season begins. Would you trade premium draft capital to bring J.J. McCarthy to New York? Would McCarthy beat out Jackson Dart in an open training camp battle? Let us know your immediate reaction in the comments. Three distinct storylines have collided to redefine the New York Giants' immediate future. Faalele's struggles highlight the urgent need for offensive line stability. The Trench report card proves young talent like Mauigoa is ready to push underperforming veterans, and the J.J. McCarthy trade rumor proves the front office is leaving no stone unturned at quarterback. The NFC East is wide open, and Big Blue cannot afford soft spots on this roster. Smash that like button if you believe John Harbaugh can steer this team to a winning season. Comment below with your exact prediction. Should the Giants trade for J.J. McCarthy or stick exclusively with Jackson Dart? Hit subscribe immediately to never miss a single breaking update as the roster cuts approach. Listen closely to the final cliffhanger. League sources indicate the Vikings are actively taking calls on McCarthy's trade package within the next 72 hours. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys just reached out to veteran offensive line free agents to jump ahead of New York on the waiver wire. Big Blue stands mighty, and the next move will shake the entire division.